Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards, and we're coming back at you with another card show recap and review. We have just a small amount of pickups on this one, just a total of 38 cards. So the video is going to be pretty short, but this, believe it or not, was the sum total of two shows and two deals, one at each show. So I spent one Saturday going back and forth from two shows that were roughly an hour away from each other and roughly 30 minutes from my house, so ended up in the car for a decent amount of time. One occurred at a local mall, that's where this deal was done, and then one occurred at a local firehouse, which is where this deal was done. So let's go ahead and run through what we picked up, why we picked it up, and have a little fun here. And at the end, we'll do the usual. We'll go over the total cost, the average cost, the total value, average value, and see whether or not we came out ahead on this one. So let's waste no time. We'll dive right into the top-loaded cards, and then we will move to the one-touch. So a name really that needs no introduction, kicking it off here. Fernando Mendoza. Not sure why I almost said Francisco. I must be thinking of Elf or something. But I think easily going to be the top quarterback taken in the draft this year. This guy's going to be set to make a whole bunch of money. Just makes you wonder if, he's going to be going into one of the best places to succeed. Because what is it? I think the Raiders? Is it the Raiders with the #1 pick? So if I was him, I would try to make sure that they definitely picked up some more wide receiver help. Because, you got Ashton Genty, who's easily one of the best backs in the league. If you come in and you're an excellent quarterback, you also have Brock Bowers, who's probably one of the top tight ends. I know he had some issues staying healthy this year, but definitely could use a good wide receiver, maybe in the second, third round, somewhere like that. The wide receiver group should be pretty deep this year. So Fernando Mendoza on the refractor. And this, I'll go ahead and tell you, is basically the most valuable card that I picked up. It's obviously he's doing a tremendous job and did a tremendous job this college playoffs and just the college season itself. So this card can go anywhere from $15 to $20 roughly. So just an excellent pickup. A few more of the Bowman Chrome guys got a shimmer, which I think is hobby only, but I think Katron Allen could be an excellent back for somebody. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a first-round pick when it comes to this coming draft, but dude was an absolute beast. And he has no choice but to declare since he's a senior, of course. So 5'11", 220, that's a decent-sized back right there. That could very much help somebody. Hopefully he can escape the injury bug that seems to always plague Penn State running backs. And Saquon being he proves the rule, basically, unfortunately. I know he's done pretty well the last couple of years, but definitely had some issues. So, and then here are just some top quarterbacks that at least these two won't be coming out for a bit. John Mateer for Oklahoma, Gunnar Stockton for Georgia, and then Lenoris Sellers, who I don't know if he's only a sophomore, so he doesn't have to declare, but he will either come out in this draft or next year's draft and should be another top pick kind of guy. And we got Luther Burden, first Bowman Chrome. Not the biggest year when it came to, stats and numbers with the Bears, but I think he's an excellent young receiver who will only get better the better that offense gets with Caleb Williams. Picked up an Ace Bailey, just base Topps basketball from this year, but because at that time, this show was, I think, about 2 weeks ago at this point, I had not pulled this card. So I'm sure you've seen other openings that I have done on the channel where I have pulled it. So no big deal. I think it was like $1 or $2. Travis Hunter, this is out of the Absolute Calendar. As you can see, the Christmas kind of flannel. Travis Hunter, everybody knows, is a beast. I think he's only going to get better and better. Bo Davidson, one of the top Bowman Chrome firsts this year, and this being the Mojo out of the Mojo packs, obviously is a little rarer than just your standard Chrome card. Love the holiday chrome. Not sure I've said it enough on this channel. So once again, a no-brainer to pick up for $1 or $2. And I mean, come on, it's big Christmas. Big Christmas on a holiday chrome parallel. Let's do it. And I mean, my team had him there for a bit, and we DFA'd him. It'll be interesting. I haven't seen if he's been picked up by anybody yet, but if he doesn't, then he'll remain with my team, which I like. I think the guy deserves another chance. A couple of short prints here, a couple of rookies, and then, of course, J-Ram. We got Cam Smith, Ramirez, and, of course, Dylan Cruz. Once again, just something else I really like to collect. I know there's not a ton of value when it comes to the short printed holiday stuff, but I mean, it's an easy way to get short prints of top players at low prices, really, most of the time. Then we have a Topps Iron Men. Love this card. This was a card that Topps did back in 2001, so it was the last active year of Cal Ripken, and they did a bunch of other cards like this as well. Like, I believe there's another one with, is it Cal and Tony Gwynn, maybe? Or no, Cal and Wade Boggs, I think, because I think they both hit 3,000 hits in the same season. I could be off on that, but I do have it. Upper Deck Heroes, Cal Ripken. Once again, my guy. This one's out of 2002, so 1 year removed from his playing career. And now we got Bo Nix out of Select. Just a really nice premier level card. Unfortunately, done for the season. I think he looked pretty darn good in that game against the Bills. So hopefully he comes back better than ever next year. And we have a second year rookie cup. 2002 opening day Ichiro. Not going to pass that one up. Again, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time and you like this series of videos, you'll know that I got an Albert Pujols from this set maybe half a dozen card show videos ago, something like that. Couple Marshall Faulks, this one being a rookie at a Topps. Just a nice looking card, pretty decently centered up, a little bit off top to bottom, but left to right's really nice. And then Fleer Metal Marshall Faulk. And then finishing, I think these are all Fleer Metal. So more basketball. As you know, not the biggest basketball fan, but absolutely love Fleer Metal. So Jerry Stackhouse on the rookie roll call. So that's a rookie card, of course. It is a rookie insert, but it's going to go in the rookie box. Grant Hill, just a legendary name there for a while in the NBA. I believe he's a Hall of Famer. I know he's a college Hall of Famer. We got Chris Webber. And I thought this was maybe one of the like silver, whether it's silver flasher or the silver parallels that came later on, but doesn't seem to be noted anywhere. So just an interesting one. And then we have the Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon. I think he's going up against Shaq in this card, which is really cool too, because if I remember right, Shaq was number 32 for the Orlando Magic. And lastly, slightly different year, we're finally into Metal Universe. This is what, 99, I think, right? Let's see here. Or 98, 99. I always forget that basketball has the 2 years. Anthony Mason from the Charlotte Hornets. So, really nice stuff there. Now let's get into the... Oh, geez, I turned these around. Let's get into the one-touches. So, some interesting stuff here, no doubt. First off, Brock Purdy on the pink Photogenic out of Chronicles. Love the Photogenic series. This being a pink parallel. I think it was worth maybe an extra $1 or something like that. But, I mean, it's Brock Purdy. The guy is an excellent quarterback in the NFL, despite what he looked like in that loss to the Broncos. Not the Broncos. The Seahawks from a couple weeks ago at this point. Got ourselves another Bo Nix Prismatic. Love the Prismatic and the look to them. Remind me a lot of the Kaleidoscopic, which comes out of, is it Mosaic? But obviously not case hits like those are. So just an excellent one. Justin Herbert or Herbert. Once again, Luminance. This is a Chronicles one, so it doesn't have a ton of value to it, but Justin Herbert's an excellent quarterback, so come on. Not going to pass that up. Little color match action here. Love this. To 250, Francisco Lindor. Love the blue on blue. Super duper nice. It'll be really interesting to see how that infield shapes up with the addition of Bobichette and Marcus Semien. And lastly, a couple Stefan Castle rookie cards. The Rookie of the Year from a year ago, Optic, and Select. Select is a mezzanine level. One of these years, I will figure out what the levels actually mean. Feel free to let me know down in the comments below. I know what I think, like concourse is the simplest one to get, right? And then there's like field or court level, right, which I think is like the hardest to get, but or I don't know. So like I said, if you do know, go ahead. I've Googled it numerous times and feel like I've never found a satisfactory answer. But another Topps Finest here, Colton Cowser on the Arrivals. You can see the die cut to it. Kind of looks like the Green Lantern ring there. Or lantern, I guess I should say. Couple Yoshinobu Yamamotos, as I've said previously, recently. Definitely a guy to be picked up. I mean, his especially if you're somebody who's flipping cards, like his values are still pretty darn crazy since his performance in the World Series. So a Mojo out of Bowman Chrome, and then just a standard 89 refractor from Topps Chrome. And finishing on Mr. Ohtani. So some older stuff here. This one's 2019, so second year Donruss Diamond King. Cool one. This one has 2 in it. I believe it, if I remember correctly, I think it's 19 Bowman and 20 Bowman. So pretty cool there to get 2. And then just an amazing looking insert. Love the way the new classics looked in Topps Chrome from 22. Just a, I don't know, just a gorgeous looking card in my opinion. So there we go. So that is all of our pickups from the 2 shows. Now I know what you're thinking. Going to 2 shows, you'd probably expect to pick up more, and I did, but there just wasn't much there. I mean, I went with a decent amount of money in my pocket. I usually go with between 150 and 200. That's my sweet spot. As I try to, the way that I kind of reason with myself with bringing that kind of money is I don't really buy hobby boxes anymore. So when I go to shows, I'm like, I'm going to spend what I would spend on a hobby box and just get some awesome looking stuff. And as I've said before, you're never going to get a hobby box where you love every single card. And I love every single card that I picked up here. So with that said, it was 2 shows, a total of just 38 cards, but we only spent $70 on everything you see here, which I think is pretty phenomenal. That brings the cost of each card to just $1.84. The total value, though, was only 79 bucks. So we are still in the green and the black, whatever thing you want to say, for about 9 bucks. And our average value is about $2.08 per card. As I said, the Mendoza is the standout. That card is an excellent one that will only build value over time, I think, depending on how well he does in the NFL, of course. But just an easy one to pick up. My advice is every single year, as with basketball as well, make sure you try to get yourself a rookie card of every single quarterback in the NFL. Try to get yourself a rookie card of every single first-round pick in the NBA. Baseball's a little bit tougher, obviously, since there's multiple drafts and then there's, multiple versions of first Bowmans and things like that. Like and there's just so many of them. But try your best to get the top players, the guys that everybody's talking about coming out of each draft. And then I don't really do hockey, but I'd probably say the same rule as basketball. Probably try to get yourself a rookie of every first rounder. If you're doing that kind of thing and you're looking to have some value over time. It's not really how I do it. I like to, when it comes to the firsts, I try to get them as early as possible. So that's why, each one of these firsts was just $1. The Mendoza was a couple of dollars. But as these guys become better players, the firsts are going to be more money. So that's why I advise picking them up as soon as you can and, just kind of stashing them away. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and get you on out of here. I don't want to waste too much of your time. That is the end of this one. And again, we did a decent job, I think, Not the best value, but certainly not the worst value. We didn't lose money, which we've done a number of times. So let's go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll go ahead and have some more of this going forward. As I continue to say, there's a lot of card shows in the area. I'm lucky to be in New Jersey. I mean, any given weekend, you have 1 to 2 shows within an hour and a half, somewhere in that range. If you go out to 2 hours, you probably got maybe closer to half a dozen shows, because at that point you could go into New York and Pennsylvania, etc., and there's shows galore. So it's just a wonderful hotbed for value box picking. But let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's get you guys on out of here. If you could head down below, click the subscribe button, click the like while you're there, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time we post a video. Otherwise, we post videos every Monday and Friday, and we do card show pickups like this. We do rips where we review brand new releases, mostly retail, and overall just try to have a lot of fun. It's the name of the game when it comes to this channel, just fun. You know, I could be completely wrong on the value of everything that I got here, and to me it doesn't matter, because this is all going into my personal collection, and I'm going to be, you know, looking at it for years to come. At least that's the plan. But yeah, that's just about it. The last thing I want to say is just thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. As I try to say at the end of every one of these videos, thank you to the venue and the vendors and, you know, the people responsible for putting on the show, little snack bar that they had. Thank you to those folks, you know, without which we wouldn't have the ability to, you know, go to such wonderful shows and have a blast for a few hours on Saturdays and or Sundays, you know, doing what we do and doing what we love. So that's pretty much it. Last thing is also to say thank you to all of you out there. Thank you for each and every second of your time. As I've said, it's the one thing we don't get more of. So thank you for choosing to spend some of yours with me. And with that said, I will absolutely respect that and get you on out the door. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.